perspective of an 18-year-old male. I've always enjoyed trolling my friends, classmates, and even sometimes my family on social media, especially Facebook, because there are so many boomers on there who just don't get it. I'm no stranger to people getting pissed off at me when they can't handle the jokes I make. I had no idea what would get so out of hand when I was mindlessly scrolling through Facebook and saw a girl I used to have a crush on in high school, who we'll call Alexis, post a picture with her new greasy boyfriend. He looked super weird and creepy, also kind of deranged, like he was on something. The girl I used to like wasn't looking as good as she used to either. At first, I was thinking, how did this scrawny, toothless gumsucker land the chick I was trying to bag for years? But when I took a closer look at her, I saw that she had not aged well, and she was starting to look just as nasty as the dude she was with. It was evident that I had dodged a bullet by not getting with her. But it was extra funny, because I knew that if she'd given me a chance, her life might have had a better trajectory. Anyways, I thought the whole thing was hilarious, so I reacted to it with a laughing emoji and went on with my life. Later in the night, it was roughly around 11 p.m. when my night would end up taking a turn for the worst. I got a notification from my phone. I picked it up and checked it for the first time in a while. This is a true burst of madness. Here comes Imago again. I was surprised to see it was someone tagging me in a comment on my latest post, as it had been months since the last time I posted anything on Facebook. I opened it up out of curiosity and realized that it was the same account that my old crush had tagged in her post as her new boyfriend. It was clear as day that he was furious. The fact that I'd gotten a reaction just from leaving a laughing emoji made the situation even funnier. Until I actually read the comment. It read, "What's so funny, punk? Do you think she didn't tell me about your a-hole? She still knows where you live." This wasn't the first time people have threatened to come to my house, but the only reason it freaked me out was because there was a high possibility that she knew my address. The dogger darted past me. I tried to de-escalate the situation by saying, "Hey man, it's not that deep. I'm just laughing because I saw Alexis on it." For a moment, I thought it worked, so I put my phone down and went back to watching my show. But then a few minutes later, my phone started blowing up again. This guy was reacting to every single post on my profile with an angry face emoji and whatnot. Firma nodded. "Hardly." This stimulated my curiosity and whatnot. At that point, it was becoming clear there was no way of talking to this guy that wouldn't feed into his angry stupidity. So I decided to stop interacting with him altogether and blocked him. Again. I set my phone aside and tried to watch TV, honestly feeling a little anxious about the whole thing. Not even a minute passed before my phone went off with another Facebook message. This time it was a DM from a different account, but it was a totally random name with no profile picture and no post. And by the way it was typing, I knew it wasn't a bot, but the same guy. Yes, he actually made a whole new account just so he could keep harassing me. I just blocked him right away. By then, my pulse was pounding. I wanted to forget about the whole thing, but I still didn't get any rest. Later, I got another barrage of messages, this time from my old crush's account. It was obvious from the profanity that it was the same guy texting me using her account though. Finally, I had enough and responded, knowing how desperate this guy was to get to me. So I typed, "Dude, why are you being such a Karen over a stupid laughing emoji? What's your problem?" Not even a minute later, He then responded back, demanding to meet up with me. So we set up a meeting point and agreed to settle our differences at a local plaza. To be honest, I was freaked out, but I wanted to get this guy off of my back more than anything. I then snuck out in the middle of the night and basically stole my parents' car. When I pulled up, the dude was already there, standing outside of his truck with a menacing smile. I made sure to park a fair distance away so he wouldn't run up on the car. I was deathly nervous, but I made myself go through with it. As soon as I stepped out, he started yelling at me. "What are you waiting for? Get over here and try me." I didn't answer him. I agreed to what he wanted. It seemed the best way. "What, are you scared?" "I just want to squash it. I came here so you know I'm serious." "I'm serious too. Seriously gonna mess you up. Stop stalling and take your lumps already, punk." Shh. Suddenly I couldn't stop shaking. I realized what kind of situation I had gotten myself into. It was dark out and nobody was around. It was just me and this psycho tweaker with a senseless grudge against me. That's when I realized that this was not the kind of guy that would listen to words, but it was already too late. "Come on, man, we don't gotta do this." Out of nowhere, the freak broke out into a sprint straight for me. I screamed and tried running away, but he closed the gap in an instant and grabbed me with a vice grip. Guess you got the last laugh now. This story was inspired by a true story regarding a tragic incident where a man named Isaiah reacted to a Facebook post with a laughing emoji. The post was of a male named Tanner posing with his girlfriend. It was believed that Isaiah, reacting to the post with the laughing emoji, could be misconstrued as someone making fun of it. Tanner did not like the emoji reaction at all and decided to meet Isaiah at a park to settle matters. Things went left, and Tanner has since been arrested and charged accordingly. "Hey babe, where are you?" "Well, I'm heading home." "From what?" "Work was done 2 hours ago. Relax." "I'm on the way to pick up something from the Facebook Marketplace first." "What is it?" "More shoes." "Is that likely for you? Vibrate?" "No, it's something for you, dummy." "Oh, really? What for?" For your birthday?" "Oh, why that's so thoughtful of you, sweetheart. Anyway, what are you getting?" "Well, of course I'm not gonna tell you. It's supposed to be a surprise." Come on. If you want it to be a surprise, just wear a plus-size Catwoman costume and pick up my prescription so that my flute can be a clarinet tonight. Relax, old man. It's not your birthday just yet. You can get all your presents when it's officially your birthday. Okay? I guess you're right, but you should still tell me what you're getting. Fine. If you must know, it's a cheap freezer I found on Facebook Marketplace. Of course it's cheap. I mean, that's awesome. I could totally use that. There's space in the garage, and I could keep my steaks and beer in it. Thanks, babe. Yeah, I knew you'd like it. You were right. You should have let me come along, though. I've always thought that Facebook Marketplace stuff was kind of sketchy. Yeah, I can take care of myself, you know. I didn't mean it like that. I'm just saying you never know who you're gonna run into. Will you just call me when you get there? Well, I'm basically already here. Hold on, just let me park. See? It's not that bad. Not that bad? The place looks creepy as hell. Yeah, you're right. I'll bring you in with me if it makes you feel any better. Do you think you can do it without him noticing? Yeah, I think so. Tuck you into my bra strap here. That way, if he starts checking me out, you'll know. Why are you so bossy today? Of course, I was already planning on bargaining with him. You act like we haven't been together for 30 years and don't think the same way at this point. All right. Just be quiet, okay? I don't want this guy to freak out if he thinks I'm recording him. I won't say a word. Good. It reeks out here, like some bums have been pissing on each other all over the curb. Good girl, guys. Good girl, basically. It looks like the baby. You say the craziest things. Shh, just be quiet. Huh? Hi. I'm looking to buy the freezer from the Facebook Marketplace listing. Oh, right. Come on in. Sorry about the place. It's a bit of a mess. No, it's all right. I don't mind. Well, here it is. I'll sure be sad to see her go. So, do you plan to put inside of her some chicken? Steak? A lot of meat? Yeah, right. Then cough up the cash, lady. I'm sure you hide a lot of things in that cleavage. Right. About that. It looks a little... Spit it out. I don't have all damn day. Unless you're gonna stay over and pay some other way, woman. Please, give me some space. I have a boyfriend, and I have a bottle of Grey Goose in a king-sized bed. Sir, the freezer's not quite in the condition as advertised in the picture. Yeah, and? What are you saying? I was thinking, $3.50 is a bit much. Why don't we do $2.50? We'll do $3.50. You agreed to do that over the phone. That's before I saw it in person, though. If $2.50 is too low, how about $300? That's fair, isn't it? Shut up. Don't try to tell me about fair when you're in the middle of ripping me off. I'm not ripping you. Hey, stop checking me out, you creep. I'm not checking you out, you ugly old tramp. Are you recording me? What? No. What the hell is this? A cop? No, that's my boyfriend. I was just FaceTiming him. Now give me back my phone. You've lied to me. Now you've really pissed me off. Take your stupid phone back. Stay away from me. Baby, what's going on? I'm coming to get you right now. I need the lilacs. Peageas. First your best friend, when you're sick. I can see your location. Just stay safe. I don't know if I can. Baby, listen to me. I love you. I see you. Here's Johnny. Please. Yes. Damn it. Sir, don't go in there. It's too dangerous. Let the police handle it. No, there's no time. Just this. Don't go in there. It's too dangerous. Let the police handle it. No, there's no time. He's sour. Don't go in there. It's too dangerous. How? Pay. You know what I'm gonna do? How? Please. Yes. Wait. Try. I'm coming to in there. This is open the door now. Open up before I break it down. I've been expecting you. Shut up. Where is she? Tell me now. Calm down, old man. She's right here. What is this, some kind of joke? No, you moron. Yeah. Si puta. Nels si te dis. Look inside. No, it can't be. How could you? How? It was easy. And you're going in there next. Don't move and keep your hands behind your back. You're under arrest. You have the right to remain silent. Everything you say will be used against you in the court of law. You got that? This story was inspired by a case regarding a 54-year-old woman who went to buy a fridge from a 26-year-old man on Facebook Marketplace as a gift for her boyfriend. Things unfortunately got heated when the woman in the seller had a dispute, believed to be over the price of a refrigerator, which ended in a tragic fatality. The man has been arrested since and charged accordingly. This happened around the fall of 2017. I'm a family man. We always threw these big get-togethers. Often, almost everyone was pretty easygoing, with the exception of one individual, and that was my aunt. For as long as I've known her, she's always been the black sheep of the family. She always chose to be distant and act like the outcast. She always resented my mother for being the one who drags her out to the reunions. But my mother only does that because she wants her sister to feel included. Despite that, my aunt can always be found standing awkwardly in the background, avoiding everyone and squirming out of all of the family pictures. Whenever anyone tries to make conversation with her, she just gives them the cold shoulder. The other elders in the family have advised me to keep my distance. She never accepted help or went to therapy, but I always assumed that she had some kind of mental condition, or that there was something much worse going on in her life that nobody knew about. One night, after a family get-together, she had a little too much to drink and couldn't drive home. She was very upset about having to leave her car there, since she lived almost an hour away. But she was barely capable of walking, so I wasn't going to let her get behind the wheel, no matter what she said. I bit the bullet for everyone else and offered to take her home. It was already late and I was exhausted, but I still tried to use the opportunity to make small talk. Unfortunately, she wasn't any less cagey just because she was intoxicated. On the contrary, she was even more bitter and explosive with her anger. So, anything new going on in your life? Shut up! You don't care about my life, so don't pretend to. Of course I do. I wish I knew more if you'd let me. I said I don't want to talk, so just shut up and drive me home. The whole drive was the most awkward thing I've ever gone through in the last 20 years. And I've walked in on my son doing all sorts of things in his bedroom. And just to top it off, as soon as I parked in front of her house, she immediately jumped out of the car and ran inside the house like she was fearing for her life. Needless to say, I was left dumbfounded, but I shrugged it off and drove home. By the time I got there, my family was already asleep, but I was, honestly, pretty wired, so I wanted to absent-mindedly scroll through Facebook until I felt like I could sleep. There were tons of recent pictures from the reunion, which I enjoyed looking back on. I kept scrolling until I reached some old post, and that's about when I decided I was ready to go to bed. But then, at the last second, I accidentally refreshed my feed, leading me to see the most disturbing thing imaginable. It was a post from my aunt being gagged and tied up in her home, like she had been kidnapped. The post was uploaded 5 minutes ago, and the kidnappers were posting pictures of her in that state, like some sadistic freaks. She looked absolutely terrified. I knew she lived alone too, so there was nobody to help her but whoever saw her post. I immediately called up a bunch of family members in a group chat to tell them what was going on, and they all agreed that I should head over there since I was the one who lived the closest. While they called the cops, I didn't bother getting dressed. I ran to the garage, in my underwear, and peeled out in the middle of the night. I didn't want to be distracted by my phone while I was driving, but I was so anxious that I couldn't help but keep checking Facebook for updates. The worst part was, it seemed like her captors were taunting not just her, but all of us, posting videos of her crying for help. I tried to call her, but it went straight to voicemail. That's when I took the risk of filming a video while driving, tagging my aunt so I knew those sickos would see it. Listen to me, right now, you sick freaks. I'm on my way to deal with you right now. If I find you did anything to hurt my aunt, there will be hell to pay. You got that? Get ready to meet your maker. While taking the video, I almost swerved into a ditch. Worse still, I felt guilty, knowing that she must have been ambushed right after I dropped her off. I felt like I should have gone inside with her, but it was too late to take anything back. I had to let law enforcement do their job. Unfortunately, it seemed like the kidnappers had escaped when the cops came out of the house. There was nobody being dragged away in handcuffs, which was disappointing. Later on, I remember seeing my aunt being escorted to a cruiser, presumably being taken to the safety of the police station and interviewed for the investigation. However, to the shock and awe of everyone who cared about her, the truth was that she had faked the whole thing. The videos of her being tied up, gagged, begging for help, was being fabricated and staged for attention. Look, I couldn't believe it. My friends, family, and close relatives were all heartbroken, especially when we found out that she was charged with a crime for faking something so serious. All I know is that my aunt is seriously ill in the head and needs to get some help. The whole family has been traumatized by this, especially myself. This story was inspired by a case regarding a 38-year-old woman who intentionally faked her own kidnapping by posting disturbing videos on Facebook showcasing her being bound and gagged while crying hysterically in a basement. A few of the screenshots of the video can be seen below. This eventually prompted terrified friends of the family to call the cops. During the interrogation, the woman claims that a man named Tony had taken her hostage, but it later became apparent that she fabricated the attack to get attention. The woman has since been charged with making a false alarm, which carries a maximum of 9 years.